Oh, I was picking up Bill at the airport.
Well, where's Bill?
Oh, crap! I don't know.
And you bent your training wheel, too.
Jeez.
You lost him?
It was pretty wicked out there. You
So
know,
where's Bill?
I hit a big bump. I don't know. I guess maybe I lost him. Yeah, he'll probably be here for the second segment. I'm going to get my stuff
Go
on and I'll be
park
right
your
back.
motorcycle, will you?
Oh, I got to show you something.
Yeah. Well, man at work. Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Get your apron. You know, this is just the way the show starts every week. We're never quite sure what John's up to. And hopefully Bill will make it to the show. It's I don't know how far or when he dropped off the back of the bike, but hopefully Bill will be here by the second segment.
Okay.
And I mean, of course, when I talk about Bill, well, first of all, I'm Ken, and
I'm John.
And we're
all about tools.
And we just
How you
don't
doing
have
tonight?
Bill Wally here from ISFA yet.
Well, you know, he's not on till the second segment, so I'm sure he'll get here.
Well, did he get hurt, or did you hear anything?
I didn't hear it. I didn't even know he was gone.
Well, need to get a bigger bike. Get your apron on, and we'll get ready to have some fun.
Very good.
Tonight we really have an interesting show. As I already stated, we have Bill Wally, who is the head of instruction and training for ISFA, the International Solid Surface Fabricators Association. And he's going to be on tonight talking about tools for quartz.
Quartz installation.
Quartz installation. Right. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. And a little bit later on, we're going to actually talk about templating, too, with Bill and some new products that are out that are
new
really
templating
interesting.
Clips by, what's it, FabQuick?
FabQuick.
Yeah, FabQuick.
You got it.
Template
And so we're excited about that. And also, one other thing, if you happen to be going to the Granite Show out in Las Vegas,
right,
which is starting Thursday,
yes,
and running through the weekend, John unfortunately couldn't make it because of prior commitments, but I'll be there, and I'll be at a couple different booths. So if you have the opportunity, I plan on being at the Euro-Asian booth some. I plan on being at ITI Diamond Tools booth.
Groves, and
also the sync clips with Tom is Precision Works. Precision Works.
Yep, that was that swing we made.
Yep,
that was pretty
using
cool.
the stick-on clips.
Yep. If you didn't see that segment, look at it. It's
that
great.
held amazingly well.
It did.
So I'll be there, and I'll look forward to seeing you if you get a chance to come by.
And we do have to mention tonight that we have technical difficulties, and our chat room is down. So if you do want to ask any questions, some of our folks do, you can instant message us at Tool Guys Live at either MSN, Yahoo, or AOL. So Tool Guys Live at Yahoo, AOL, or MSN, and you can ask a question.
Certainly. So, so we're always looking forward to hearing from you on the show. We just need to get that one monitor on, so in case somebody does have a question, we can deal with it.
That's right. Maybe somebody can turn that on for us.
But
that'd be great.
But other than that, I guess we're ready to
talk about rags tonight.
And this is really the story of your life, isn't it?
It is. It was rags to riches and backs to rags.
So, well, I mean, hey, if you can admit that, that's a good start.
Hey, we used to, I don't know about in your town, but I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and we had a rag man that used to come around, and he had one of those wooden carts with the big wheels, like the big wooden wheels with metal rims on.
Was this around 1900?
And we had, no, it was a little after that, but we had brick roads. And he'd come down and he'd be yelling, "Rags, get your rags." But I could never figure out if he was selling rags or if he was just getting the rags. I think he was taking the rags and then they take them for recycling maybe. So they were recycling back when I was a kid.
Well, and we actually do have some reclaimed rags here tonight that we're going to talk about.
Ooh, who's Small Terry? Is there a Big Terry?
Could be, so you want to be careful.
Okay.
But we want to talk a little bit about rags tonight here in our first segment. And it really is important to understand what you're using when you use a rag, because it's not a paper towel, and it should not be an old pair of tube socks or a pair of underwear either.
Right. And certain rags can stain your products if they have dyes in them or anything, so you want to make sure you have rags that don't have dyes in them, clean rags.
And, of course, rags that break down.
That's right.
And would put fibers into your work. That would be a problem, especially if you're trying to get a good finish on something.
That's right.
So you'd want to be definitely concerned about that. So there's a lot to think about when it comes to rags. Now, we actually have, five different types of rags here. And they all
took you a while to count that.
I did. Well, I'm holding these two. And I'm saying, gee, two in my hands.
Okay.
That makes six.
Yeah,
But no, we have 5 different types of rags. And
we have our sheet on what all these are about?
We do, but we already know it by heart.
Do you know? Okay.
Yes,
I
we
know
do.
pretty much.
And well, we might as well stop at the bottom rung and climb the ladder, I guess. Wouldn't you think?
Okay.
So we'll start with the natural rags first, which would be which one?
Let's see. The small terry is a natural rag, right?
Yeah.
And
no, anyway, right here.
WKN. This is
WKN
white knit new.
White knit new.
That's right, white knit new.
Right here, the first rags we have here these are called white polo.
Oh, that's where all my polo shirts went.
That's right. Now, the idea behind these rags is that these are recycled.
Oh,
these
okay.
are reclaimed. So for you folks that are concerned about being green,
right.
This is a great way to be green.
But they're actually white, not green.
Yes, and I don't know
Right.
if these actually cut down on greenhouse gas, but anyway, these typical rags are actually made of old garments. As you can see, that was probably your kid's T-shirt.
Yeah, look at that. Cool. Now, what are these? Are these real absorbent or no?
Well, the manufacturer assures me that all of these, everything you see here in these bags, are essentially all cotton products.
Right.
So their absorbency is going to certainly be good. Now, a terry is going to obviously have a little bit more absorbency because it's a little bit more of an open knit.
Okay.
The white knit new are not going to have the broken in quality that the reclaimed rag will have.
So what would be the difference between, say, that and, oh,
What's that?
oh, you
Is
left
that
your
a bonus
underwear
bag?
in here. Look at
That's
this.
a bonus bag. What's that say?
Let's see.
Those must be yours.
Let's see. What does it say?
You tried your best and failed miserably.
The lesson is never to try.
Okay, John.
All right,
well,
very good. Well, somebody left those in there. No, they are actually guaranteed all white, all new, and no colored underwear. So these really don't come in the bag, just in case anybody
but it
thought
should
that
be
they
pointed
did.
out that that has Homer on it, and John's wearing Homer on his chest. So
Well, it actually
I think that
is.
may have been
But
a gift
these
from-
won't fit.
They must have been a gift from Karen.
Oh, it must have been.
Well, anyway.
No, so seriously, what is the difference between, I mean, this looks like the same type of rag. What's the difference between something like this? Well, this is a new one that's recycled.
That is probably the biggest difference. Now, another important difference, too, is white knit new.
White knit new.
Try to say that. White knit new. It's not even a speech problem. White knit new, as you can see, this is really literally made just from a T-shirt. And you have some of the collar cut on it. You have some of the arm cut on it. And that's important because these rags are sold by what?
The pound.
By weight, not by volume.
That's right.
So it's just like your bag of chips. You may
That's
not,
right.
you-
So
you're
if they
getting-
shake down, it doesn't matter. Oh, look at this. There's little washcloths.
Yes, they are.
Well,
Isn't
that's
that
pretty
exciting?
cool.
Well, let's just finish with these two here first before
look
you
at
get
these.
into the little washcloth.
Okay. It's my ADD.
Okay, I know that, I know. So this right here, once again, this is reclaimed clothing. So what you get in here, this looks like this could have been something that belonged to one of my daughters.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a little bit frightening because you really don't know what you're getting. And trying to identify it may require more effort than the average person can muster.
But it is important to point out that, rags should be clean. They should be dye-free. Because when you're working with rags and you're cleaning something up, there's nothing worse than to be making more of a mess than what you're trying to wipe up by dyes in the fabric.
Well, and it's a real problem, too, especially if you're working with solid surface or something
Right.
that you're going to bond in some fashion, because the solvent that you're working with to wipe the material could take the dye off of the material
And put it
and
in.
actually lay it onto your work.
Right.
And that would be a big problem because that can discolor your joints.
Right.
Same thing when you're doing a finish. If you're applying a finish on something, the solvents, once again, in the finishing material could carry the dye into the solvent and miscolor your work.
Okay.
This looks like one of my T-shirts that I might have washed because it's pink.
This type of rag here, this would be good for someone who is cleaning up contact cement because it's a little bit abrasive. When you're using naphtha or some other thinner on plastic laminate, we always used to use long underwear material, which was kind of abrasive, and this is the same type of thing. So the terry cloth would be a little bit more abrasive, I would think. Not abrasive. I mean, that's really not the word, but it'd be a little bit rougher.
But
it's very absorbent.
it allows you to put uneven pressure on the surface,
Right.
which increases the
And when we were talking about the rags earlier today, I think Bill was saying that, wherever he is, he was saying that these were great for quartz because these absorb much better. So we can ask him about that when he shows up.
And also, I
if
would
and
think,
when.
too, especially if you're cleaning quartz and you're done cutting, the probably the broken off quartz would have a tendency to be caught by the fibers,
that could
the
be.
extended fibers. So
Okay.
that's certainly an idea. So
how do these come? Is this
they come actually in amounts of either 25-pound boxes individually, wrapped in plastic like this,
Right.
but 25-pound or 50-pound boxes.
Okay.
Now this would be the least costly of all.
the recycle?
Because it's exactly reclaimed product.
Okay.
Next would be both of these. Now they have slightly different applications. Once again, you're right. That's a terry. These, from what I understand from the manufacturer, are absolutely excellent for applying stain.
Okay. Why don't we try some?
Because the uniformity of if you look in here versus what's there, it appears here that all of this is
The same type of fabric.
yeah, it's all
Yeah, it's all
exactly the
smooth.
same thing.
Okay.
Whereas in here we can see there's a mix of all different types. We have a lot of yellow T-shirts, and we know what yellow's from.
Right.
So, this might be more desirable for a lot of staining.
Looks like those are already stained.
Yes, it does.
All
But
right.
once again, for cleanup, these might be the way to go.
Right.
For applying stain, you definitely might want to go this way, and probably for a superior cleaner. Once again,
These I
terry
can take
cloth.
home and use for washcloths, but there's a lot of use left in those babies.
Yes, you could.
You know,
Of course, I don't think Karen
in
will
a
appreciate
25
that.
25-pound bag, you get about 250 pieces of rag,
Correct.
and in a 50-pound bag, about 500 pieces, roughly, and they're about 10 inches by 10
That's
inches.
amazing the way you did the math like that
I
in
know,
your
just
head.
like that. I know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You scare me when you do
I
that.
practiced.
Well, so that's these three, and then we get into the synthetics,
Okay.
which are always exciting to get into.
All right.
This right here, this is an X60 rag. Now this is a little lighter duty rag, and do you mind if I open this?
No, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
It's a free sample we got.
That's really nice. We pull this out. This is a lightly reinforced.
What do they reinforce it with, like fiberglass or something?
Yeah, I think so. But you can see that's actually a pretty tough little rag.
It is. This is better than a Bounty.
It's a better picker-upper.
Yeah, better pick it up.
But once
pretty
again,
nice.
the manufacturer claims that this is superior. I think 50 times stronger
It is
than a
pretty
typical paper towel. Yeah, they're tough
It
little
is
things.
strong. Yeah.
They're very tough, and you're able to use them all over. And they're, my understanding again, they're fiber-free. I don't know if they're stain-free now, but they are fiber-free.
Oh, yeah, it works great.
And
I
once
can use
again,
that later too.
This is a lightly woven one once again. So you can do a lot with that.
Now,
and
would
once
you use
again,
that for a staining rag as well?
my understanding is once again to be a little bit expensive for that application. One of these would certainly be much better.
Okay. Very good.
Cost-wise would be a much better way to go.
All right.
Now there's also
These
this.
are my favorite in the shop.
Why?
Well, just in the shop here at the studio, we have an automotive area. We get a lot of grease and what have you, and it seems like every time I pick something up, my hands are getting dirty, and these are nice. They work well.
Okay. You have me convinced.
And they were
Once again-
samples.
It's all about the free rag. Once again, though, you can see, this actually has some bounce to it. I mean, it's almost elasticity.
Do you think if I had you hold that, I could stand it?
We could give it a try. You want to jump off the table and I'll see if you can land in it? But you can see, once again, this is more tightly woven. I actually just put my fingers through it. This is
You're pretty tightly woven.
this is more tightly woven than this. A little stronger rag. Now, even though this is blue, I'm told once again that a solvent will not take this out. It is a dye-free product, as that is also dye-free.
Okay.
But why don't we go ahead and apply some stain and see what it does?
Okay. Do you want to use the cheap rags?
Let's use a cheap rag. And let's apply, we got a little bit of interior wood stain. This is, what color is it? Doesn't matter what color it is. Dark oak.
Dark oak. There you go.
Are you ready?
And that is magnolia you're putting it on.
Are you going to open that up? Or?
No, it's already open.
Oh, and I was shaking it? Thanks.
I opened it for you.
Thanks a lot. That's what I expect from John. Good heads up on that one. Gosh. Okay, here, let me have this. Okay, well, how many rags have you got here?
There's just one.
Wow, that's
It's
a
just one
monster
big one,
rag.
yeah. Oh,
one
no,
big one. Okay.
Can't count.
Your ADD's kicking in, isn't it? Okay, we'll just dip that in there.
Look at that.
All right, and yeah, this is
It certainly works.
yeah. I'm blown away by that. Okay, that's good.
That actually works pretty good. I would think that something like this would be better to get down into the grain. myself, but it's more expensive.
It definitely picked up the stain better.
Yeah, it's more absorbent.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely laid down a lot more stain right out of the...
Do you want to do the rest of the board so I can use that for a shelf?
I could give it a try. Let's try one of these. You wanted to try this?
Okay.
Let's see here.
How come you get to do all this stuff?
Because that's why you pay me. That really... That really put it down. So far I'd have to say I kind of like the Terry the best. But you'll notice, even wiping that, and that wood's not sanded. It's a little bit rough, but it didn't, if the camera can come in, it actually didn't shred that up at all, which I'm surprised.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of exposed fiber. And if this one didn't do it, then that one's certainly not, because that's an even more tightly woven rag. So there's really a lot of options to go with as far as rags, whether you're in woodworking, whether you're in solid surface.
Did you want to try these? Here you go. Look at that.
Gosh, no.
See, the guy can't even put his pants on. Hey, honey, remember what I said? When I get to the point that I start putting my underwear on over my pants, it's time to put me away. Well, it's time.
They fit nicely.
They do.
They fit very nicely.
So, it looks like you're wearing Depends under those.
I very well may. Thank you very much. That'll change my life.
Very good. Very good.
But anyway, the important thing, once again, and we probably need to start getting this wrapped up because we're going to be going to break in just a moment. When it really comes to rags, you really need to, like a lot of things in business, really be serious about your purchase and your costs, because you really got to make a prudent decision.
Right. These are also nice too, since they come in a box, a dispenser box. What is nice about these, especially in a solid surface shop, when you pull one of these out, it's clean. All the rest of them in there are still being protected by the box. Mm-hmm. Where, if a bag gets opened up and it's laying around open, it's getting all filled with dust.
Now, I'd also say that a bag like this, if, once again, solid surface shop, this would be great to have on an installation vehicle. Small.
Absolutely. Yep.
You can tell when you're running low. But again, the thing you point out, it's easy to pull a rag out.
Right.
Leave the others behind, and they stay clean, and the package protects them.
Yep. Very good.
So it's, once again, a lot of choices here. Bulk for in the shop, boxed goods for out of the shop or in the shop. Once again, call us if you have questions. Let us help you work through it. But there's certainly a lot of choices.
There's over 30 different kinds of rags the rag guy sells. I couldn't believe it. 30 different kinds of rags.
And how many do you wear?
I don't wear any, but
so anyway,
we've spent 20 minutes talking about rags, and I'm surprised. So it's time for break.
We got to go to break, and look who's just limping in. Hey, Bill, you're not looking good. So when we come back, we'll have Bill, and we'll get his side of the story.
I think I'm going to take off for a little bit. Okay.
We'll see
you later, folks.
SpecialtyTools.com would like to take this opportunity to unveil our boldest new venture. Epitomizing the glorious traditions held so dear by craftsmen throughout the centuries, our informative and enlightening seminars represent the pinnacle in only the most professional of productions.
Hey, fellas, we're back. Oh, I'm sorry. We're just waiting on you. Tight, not forward. Whoa! Look at that. Works fine in the...
Actually, John, this is a shop cloth holder.
See, I told you he wasn't real bright, folks.
It's one of those clamps in our line that we've had for a long time, and it has its uses, of course, but especially
last week.
No. Chris said we did that for the promo. You're going to drop this down. I'm sorry, folks. This is for laminating, plastic laminate.
We started out with a dog and we ended with Chihuahua.
Yes, like Santa.
And I look like a fool.
Have a little shame.
Drop it in the water.
Are we going to go off?
I'm sorry.
I hate my job.